Lakeside Dental Clinic, Go Island is brought to you by Lakeside Dental Clinic.
Fancy plating and gourmet food. It is lunchtime at the Discovery Room here at Vancouver Island University, but we're not looking at the fancy stuff today. We're looking at the simple things that make it all fabulous. Swimming to survive in School District 68, public lighting off the grid, and a Nanaimo teen with a promising musical career. We've stepped outside the Culinary Institute, that's it, inside that door, and there's sort of an unobtrusive little garden here that plays a big part in the food that is prepared by the students here at the Culinary Institute at VIU. Things are happening a few weeks earlier than normal, and there's a bit of a challenge when it comes to some wildlife that likes to call this campus home. We're going to explore all of that later on this edition of Go Island. But we're starting off in the swimming pool. The City of Nanaimo and School District 68 have partnered together to teach grade 3 students how to swim to survive. Here's Derek Johnstone. Debbie Shore is the chair of the Culinary Institute here at VIU, and the students behind us, Debbie, are busy working away in the garden. How do you use this garden in the kitchen?
This garden was fundraised by a culinary club that our culinary students formed years ago, and when they built the library, they took out the garden, and then all of a sudden we said, well, where's the garden? So now they have this garden, and we have various things that we put in that grow year-round, like rosemary, thyme, lavender, those sorts of things. But we also have some indigenous things like salad burnet and other things that'll grow kind of through the winter. It sort of changes depending on what the chef, who is teaching that week or month or any of those things. But you know, it's February, March now, so it's time to kind of take out some of the old stuff. Some of the things that are still growing there are starting to sprout right now are like lovage, which has the most amazing flavor in cakes and rice, and all the fennels and anise and all this sort of thing, they're all starting to come up now, so we're getting all those kind of dead wood bits out of it and that sort of thing.
Is it unusual to be out here doing this in February? Well, it's early March.
I know. Well, yes and no. We do try and go year-round. On campus, there's a campus food movement, and actually we have a farmer's market that's here every Thursday at lunchtime, and we do try and sort of feature things. Sometimes we have our students will go out and set up a station with the farmer's market and you know, cook what they have. So they've usually got squashes and beets and kales and all those things happening right now. We're so fortunate because we can grow things year-round on Vancouver Island. So I mean, there's no other program that I can think of that's gardening in February in Canada. So
is there more of a leaning and importance put on these fresh foods and growing your own from a chef's perspective?
You know, there's a lot of chefs that have their own culinary gardens. They even have apiaries. They have their beehives and all those things too. We don't have beehives yet, but
yeah,
down the road.
Yeah, right.
You know, so. Yeah, I would say so, and I think that it's really important that the students, we don't have a farm here per se on our Providence Farm program in Cowichan. They're right on a farm, so they're able to go out with the farmers and pick stuff and help harvest and help plant and all those things, because we run that program through the growing season.
Okay, yeah. We're going to come back. We're going to have a look at the bragging point, if I can call it that, of the herb garden here outside of the VIU Culinary Institute. And we're also going to look at one of the little challenges that likes to hang around and cause some trouble. But first, we're heading down to Victoria. Paul Beilstein looking at a local company who is providing public lighting off the grid. Youthful energy at the Nanaimo Chamber Orchestra, rapid fire with the Nanaimo Clippers, and a day in the life of a sports photographer. Liam will be performing with the Nanaimo Chamber Orchestra Expressions of the Heart at Brecon United Church in Nanaimo on Saturday, March the 15th, and then moving up to Parksville on Sunday, March 15th at St. Edmund's Church. You can get more details and tickets and showtimes and all that great stuff online, NanaimoChamberOrchestra.com. We're here outside the VIU Culinary Institute in their herb garden today, and they're planting garlic, and there's a little tip that we can pass on for you. You take a pitchfork and you bury it in, and that leaves 4 perfect holes that you can then drop your garlic into to grow. And Debbie's quite convinced that it will grow very well here. We're going to move from orchestra and gardening to hockey. Here's Dan Marshall with the Nanaimo Clippers Rapid Fire. Round 1 playoffs are now underway. Game 2 taking place at Frank Crane Arena on Wednesday night. You can get more details as to the who and the time and all that stuff online, NanaimoClippers.com. Christian is a student here at the Vancouver Island University Culinary Institute. I'm going to put my phone away. I don't need it. So this is a challenge. There are lots of rabbits on campus, and what do they do to your garden?
They like to dig into the garden and eat at the roots, as you can see here, are the root ends. So they just reach in there and grab at the roots.
And okay, so they're looking for food.
Yes.
And sort of habitat too, like they want to sleep in there and put their babies in there.
Yep. And we just got to fill them in.
And how often do you have to do that?
Not too often.
And there's some fencing that's been going up to help keep the rabbits away? Yeah. Do you wish they weren't here, or do you think
I still enjoy their company because they're such cute little animals, and sometimes on the rare occasion they'll come up and you get to pet them, and you get to pick up the babies and pet them too.
Wow. Any guess as to how many you think are on campus?
Thousands of millions.
Thousands of millions. I think they're pretty cute too, but they do wreak havoc on a garden, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah, and there are some treats over there that they haven't discovered yet. There's some carrots in the herb garden there, and the students have found those before the rabbits dig. Thanks for that. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back. We're back here with Debbie Shore in front of, is this the bragging point of the garden, would you say?
You know, it's one of those things where in Europe they use bay leaf trees throughout Provence and the south of France and into Italy and Spain as a hedging. And here, quite often, unless you cover it up in the wintertime, they die.
And this is a bay laurel tree.
So it's a type of laurel, but it's bay leaves. So when you buy bay leaves, these are the leaves.
I'm going to pull one off.
Yeah.
Now it looks like the deer have been enjoying it too.
Well, they're not.
Unless climbing rabbits have invaded.
We do have a rabbit population, but they don't go after stuff this high.
Right.
And the deer might, except that we don't have deer here. It's the students and our storeroom people who...
Your culinary students? Okay.
And who knows, maybe there's other people around campus that go, oh, there's a bay leaf, I need it for my soup.
Yeah, I'll be popping in every Thursday.
Yeah, but you can tell because it's huge up there because we can't reach that high, just like the deer can't reach that high. So, no, it's lovely.
It smells so good. I wish you could smell this. Thanks, Debbie. I'm going to take this one home. We're going to actually head back down to Victoria now. Kevin Chirac introduces us to a professional sports photographer. There's a lot more to capturing those action images than you might think. That brings us to the end of this edition of Go Island. Just something to mention quickly before we sign off, though. Susan Juby is a Nanaimo-based author. We've had her here on the program in the past. She's most famous, arguably, for Alice, I Think, and the Wofield Poultry Collective. And I read that book. It's fabulous. I wanted more, and now there is more. The follow-up to that, the Republic of Dirt, is launching with a book signing on Saturday, March the 7th. That's at Fibber McGee's from 2 until 3:30. Can't wait to get my hands and my mind into the characters of the Republic of Dirt. Thanks for watching Go Island. We'll see you next time.
Lakeside Dental Clinic Go Island is brought to you by Lakeside Dental Clinic, a division of the Vancouver Island Implant Center, delivering dental services, including dental implants and sedation dentistry, all under one roof. Clothing supplied by Catwalk Fashions. Kate's Hair and Aesthetics provided by Maffeo Salon.